unless you're a real jerk, you wouldn't do your radio show, from the same place that you'd been doing it for quite a while, right? You agree?
It's a funny thing that you mentioned there. Coming to you live from the sunroom again, but the updated sunroom.
Yeah, I'm more inconvenienced.
Well, look, one of us had to be more inconvenienced, and it was going to be you.
Sure. It's hard to argue with those facts.
You haven't approved one mortgage yet, right? It's just deny. Did you get your stamp, your red stamp that says denied by Kyle?
Laughed. If you're applying for a mortgage, you're going to have to work your way through the meat grinder to get it approved through me.
Is that you? Is that your nickname?
They call me the grinder.
Grinder, how are you, sir?
Good morning.
Or do you prefer meat?
Definitely grinder. I feel like if my life ever took a drastic turn towards sad, I would have grinder on the back of my softball jersey.
Just so everybody knows. So everyone knows not to try to sneak anything past you.
Yeah, listen. You don't slap hit to a 700 batting average with just any old run-of-the-mill nickname.
No.
You're the grinder or the meat grinder. Mm-hmm. And as I said last week, coworker tried to get the buzzsaw off the ground. I threw coffee in his face. We nipped it in the butt right away.
What an idiot.
A real dumb jerk.
Boy, allow me to just adjust my microphone over here. Incident-free. No big deal.
Yeah. I'll have to send you, Steve, this video. I don't know. I tried to post a video of our working conditions.
Were you trying with the app, that buffer thing?
No, I tried it through the way you told me. I tried it to post it through Instagram, and
no go, huh?
Neither here nor there. We'll figure it out.
Forward that over to me. The old social media expert here will take care of that.
Maybe at this point, any social media question, maybe we should just send it to Nikki.
Yeah,
who seems like she's solved our problems in the past.
Yeah, Nikki,
with no issues.
We're just going to need you to be on call, either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, just for a couple hours, in case we have anything that we need posted. We'll just forward that to you. Appreciate it.
Important to say that tech issues this morning only delayed us about 27 minutes.
Yeah, no big deal.
How about that?
That's honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that's probably pretty short.
Well, so we're kind of like the curve, right? Because you want to flatten the curve, and we didn't do that last week. We probably spent 6 to 8, so we more than tripled that this week.
Yeah.
So the idea would be less than 27 minutes working on tech issues next week.
I think we'll be I think that's achievable.
Okay, because we're here to flatten the curve, Steve.
I'm glad we are, because there are about 350 million other people that are against us.
Yeah, apparently you and I are fighting the fight. We didn't really talk about it, but I did come out of my Twitter absence. It is incredibly temporary. We should talk a little bit about that, because I really appreciate the way I came out of the woods.
We have to digress, because we started talking about social media issues based on tech issues.
Yeah.
Do you want to give the update?
Well, yeah. So you'll be able to see, actually, assuming Steve can figure out the wizardry of posting a video.
Boy, I don't know.
It's tough. You'll be able to see the working conditions in a really quick scan through of APS 3.2.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you have plans today, so we're recording a little earlier than normal. You said, let's be recording by 9. I got here right around 9.
Yep.
And you walked in to 3.2 here probably, 2 minutes before?
I walked in as you were walking through the gate.
And the first sight you pointed out to me was your microphone.
Yeah.
Which, to no surprise, had fallen off of its holder.
It was precariously perched on the edge of the table last week. I knew that it was only a matter of time. Even if it hadn't been precariously perched, it's always just a matter of time before my microphone falls.
Right.
As a general rule of thumb,
right.
It's always just seconds away from falling.
Right, and it has. It
has
fallen right into the chair. Looks like it, like a gunshot victim from a TV show.
Yep.
It just crumbled where it was hit and laid. I'm guessing it fell 3 minutes after we left here last week.
Probably, because I don't remember hearing it throughout the week. Mm-hmm. It didn't, it's not like we were sitting there eating dinner and I heard a big crash or anything.
Right. And I mean, nothing else happened. It literally, just like it always has happened in APS 3.0, the clip that was tenuous at best on the edge of this end table simply gave up
the fight
and just tipped over. And it is what had happened during recording dozens of times until we talked about last week. We reminisced when you just simply stormed out, got a drill and a piece of lumber,
an impact driver at that,
and simply drilled the lumber into your plastic folding table to rectify the issue. And it has.
I'll have you know, it's still attached to that table. During the deck build last month, that table, I brought that table up and I used it out in the backyard, and that was kind of the table that we had all of our hardware laid out on. We had snacks, we had pizza, and the whole time there was just this...
It's a do-it-all.
Just this chunk of lumber attached to it, whose sole purpose is to attach a microphone.
God, I miss it. I miss it so much.
I can bring it up. Don't miss it that much, do you?
I miss it enough when I think about how it's already 80 degrees in here.
Yeah, actually.
But...
It was 79 when we started. By the way, we've set an out at 82 degrees.
I mean, we're going to have to figure something out.
It's going to be there in about 4 minutes.
If you want to continue to record in here, we're going to have to figure something out temperature-wise to make it... I got home last week and I had to peel my shirt off and change it.
All right. I say, coronavirus be damned. We're going back to 3.0.
Oh, boy. I mean, we did so much work up here. Well, you did.
Do you think we could get one of those floor unit air conditioners? It would probably be pretty loud, right?
No question it would be loud. Again, we talked, the only solution to staying in here is one of those $300 Dyson wind tunnels that makes no sound.
Yeah, but even that doesn't cool anything. That just pushes around the hot air.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take circulating hot air over dead hot air.
We could open the windows.
It's 90 out. I mean, do you think that would help?
Well, it's 80.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
It's on its way to 90.
Do you think that would help? I mean, the one complaint I've heard is that the birds aren't loud enough.
Yeah, a lot of people have commented on that.
So you've got a real nice solution for that. We can really up the ambiance.
Yeah.
It feels like a switch turned, because I feel like the first few weeks in here, and we haven't been in here that long.
It was very pleasant.
It was pleasant to the point where one week you were wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And then a switch flipped, and someone turned on the oven. And it's been one of those. It's one of those ovens that, like, is it a Dutch oven that, like, just stays hot for weeks? We're at weeks.
But look, don't worry. August is right around the corner, and then after August, September.
Yeah.
But after that,
we're
looking good.
Relief is in sight.
So we, by my calculations, will only record another, let's see, including Fast 5 weeks, like 10 to 12 episodes in here.
Wow. Home stretch.
Before the temperature starts to cool off a bit.
Yeah.
Tell you what, you're going to be loving mid-October in here.
What's the temperature on the other end of the spectrum for you that would make you say enough is enough?
I'd much rather record cold than hot.
Right. So
I think I'm willing. I think that I'll be okay into early December.
Oh boy!
Look, we have our little our stove downstairs that we can bring up, plug it in. Of course, there's only one outlet, It's over here. And that thing's got a short cord.
Ah, so yet again, Steve is convenienced and now warm. Kyle still inconvenienced.
I'll tell you what.
And cold.
I'll make you some hot cocoa. You can keep it over on the cold side.
Oh, wow. I mean, I could just rub that all over my body and legs when they're cold, right?
Yeah. But we digress.
A real gift you've given me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Steve, the microphone was down when we entered.
Yeah.
And even on a bit of a deadline today. You've got plans. You got irons in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to refer to it. You decided we're solving this right now. Now, a lot of people would simply solve it by, I don't know, what we did a couple weeks ago and buy a microphone stand.
Right, but that wouldn't be instant. That was not something,
True.
I can't just call up Amazon and say, deliver it now.
We're close to that, though.
Close to it.
You'd hope. So what did you do, Steve? You walked downstairs, came back up with another drill and another piece of lumber. And now this very large end table.
Yeah.
It's got all the fancy legs, got the spindle style design.
This was my first, one of my first big boy adult purchases when I moved here back in 2009. I moved here with almost no furniture. I basically had a bed and a dresser, and I got here, and the first thing that I did was I went out and bought a couch and a recliner and this end table for my apartment.
Threw it on a credit card, said, see you in 6 months.
Yeah, I went to Big Lots. Where all the nicest furniture is bought.
The nice furniture store.
I'll tell you what, though, for a Big Lots purchase, I'm pretty happy with it. I like it.
Listen, we only had to jam one coaster under its feet to make it even.
I think that's more the floor than the piece of furniture.
Certainly.
Who could know?
The mystery will remain until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
So now, on the near side of the end table, closest to you, is another piece of lumber jutting out from another piece of furniture in your house.
Yeah, basically I've determined that there's not one piece of furniture in this house that I'm not afraid to sink some screws into to mount a microphone to.
Now, granted, this was your purchase, more than 10 years ago when you moved here. Mm-hmm. It's out in your sunroom, relatively forgotten.
It's obviously not a high priority.
Yeah. Did you even get a glancing look from Annette?
No.
When you're walking in with a drill and a lumber with 3 screws partway in it?
Look, she's known me for 6 years now.
Yeah.
She knows that sometimes I do dumb things.
She knows that on a moment's notice, you could be impact drilling or impact driving some lumber into a piece of furniture.
That's just how it is.
And that was,
I believe, that was in the vows on our wedding day.
I was going to say, because, I don't remember a ton about your wedding. More your reception. I don't remember a ton. But I don't remember the vows specifically, but it feels like that would be something that would be in there.
Oh, PK definitely said that.
Oh, PK, you guys been... this is a true definition of the digression. You guys been keeping up? Checking in with PK? You've been married what now, Steve? We coming up on 4 years? 3 years?
No, 2.5 years.
2.5 years you were at right now. It'll be 3 years this November.
3 in November, yeah.
Obviously, you've got your semi-annual love checkup with PK. Coming up, for crying out loud, if it was in November, the semi-annual means you had that in June. So, how's PK looking? How's he feeling? Did you guys do it via Zoom or in person? And what are his recommendations for your marriage now dealing with a child involved? Obviously, this guidance that you guys so sought has been coming in handy, right? Oh, it is Saturday, July 4th.
That's my line, actually. It is Saturday, July 4th, 2020, the year of our Lord. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. Happy birthday, America.
Oh,
Never been more proud to be an American in this great land of ours.
It is hot, as it usually is around the 4th of July.
Yeah.
You're not a firework guy, right, Steve?
That's a misconception. I love fireworks. I love a good fireworks display.
Okay.
I dislike a bad fireworks display, which is typically what you get this time of year around the neighborhood. You got Joe Blow down the street, lighting off. Pew! 3 minutes later. Pew!
So
5 minutes later. Like, I love going to a fireworks display.
Okay.
I love them. Like, there's typically the big fireworks display downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to that. I don't think I went last year, but I've gone a bunch of years.
Ugh.
Fantastic display.
Garbage.
Really? Not a fan.
Fireworks are fine. Just 1 billion people sitting in a park.
I'm able to block that out. I enjoy the fireworks, but I just hate when idiot rednecks that I live near light off stupid firecrackers.
So, to be clear, you have a problem with families maybe trying to entertain their children or light off fireworks for them. So what you're saying is that Evelyn's not getting fireworks at the Steve and Annette house when she's, 5, 6, 8.
Boy, I don't see that happening.
Wow. You mix that in with all of the, Halloween decorations and decor and trick-or-treating you guys love to participate in here on the Zach.
Oh, definitely participating in trick-or-treating.
Oh, so now that you have a kid, you're not going to just be turn the light off guy.
Yeah, because trick-or-treating is for children.
So now that you have a child, you're going to expect everybody else to pitch in.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to partake before that then, right?
No, you got it. Yeah, you got it right.
I mean, Evelyn's childhood's shaping up to be a real classic with Daddy refusing to do fireworks.
Are you home fireworks guy? I can't imagine you're home fireworks guy.
I have been forever.
Really?
I love a good firework.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do. Now that you say that, I do. So you don't mind that it's amateurish
and it's casual. I mean, I don't need everything in a chain set to a music bed.
See, I like that. I love the presentation of it all.
Oh God, you'd love that stupid fountain out on the lakeshore, then, wouldn't you?
No, that thing's dumb. Like a singing fountain or a musical fountain?
Yeah, not a singing fountain. It's literally just a song played over while water spouts from holes in the ground.
No, dumb.
Really dumb.
Yeah.
If you like that, you're dumb. Matter of fact, we'll put that on the poll. Is the idea of a singing fountain dumb? It is.
You're going to offend a lot of local people here.
Listen, I'll fight this battle till the death. Because that is... If anybody would even go so far as to call that an attraction,
no,
I would have an argument with that.
No.
So that'll be on the poll at Steve and Kyle, Facebook and Twitter. Is the idea of a musical fountain dumb?
And the options are yes and yes.
Yep. Steve, I didn't want to get too far. Well, before...
but we digress. So I now have a beautiful mount over here. There's no chance it's ever going to collapse.
That thing is as rock solid as it can be.
And
it's an extra shelf.
It's an extra shelf.
I mean,
I would have laughed so hard when I put my drink on there. Like, it's strong. It's just strong enough to hold a microphone.
Yeah.
But anything more,
I've got to tell you, it looks great.
It looks great, right?
I mean, it's just a piece of half-inch pine jutting out from this.
Actually, if you want to get real technical, it's 5/4 MDF.
There's nobody wanting to get that technical. Not one person listening.
Well,
I mean...
Potato.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to put that on the poll. Do you know or care about the difference between MDF and pine? No, you know what? Because I don't want to know what type of population's listening to this podcast who's like, obvious it's not pine.
I say put it on the poll. I'm winning that one.
Wow, big shocker there, huh?
Guillermo, put it on the poll.
All right. Well, I'm going to put it as, do you care about the difference between dumb woods?
No. It's do you know the difference?
Okay, here we go. I'll word it. You just copy and paste off of Facebook. Okay?
Yep. Yeah.
Do you care about dumb wood and the differences between it?
Vote Steve. A yes is a vote for Steve.
Wow. So this turned into a political campaign.
Yep.
Speaking of campaigns, before we get too deep into anything, I want to thank everybody who has voted, but I also need to put the word out. Steve, you and I were, we're relatively uninformed, which is not surprising last week.
Yeah, man. Par for the course.
And I wanted to needed to make it clear because I didn't realize when I registered for us for podcastawards.com.
Which was,
It must have
6 months ago?
Yeah, it was like January or February. That I'd submitted us in a category.
Yeah.
Because you and I were looking at the categories and you and I were going to tackle entertainment because we thought it would be easier.
Uh-huh.
When I submitted us into comedy. Now, I know, so 2021, here we come religious arts.
And look, I know you're probably sitting there saying, I laugh all the time. Mm-hmm. Comedy is where you guys belong. Mm-hmm. Comedy is in your veins. Mm-hmm. It's in your blood. Mm-hmm. It's in your DNA.
A lot of people saying it.
Funniest people I've ever dealt with. Mm-hmm. Look, we know. You're preaching to the choir.
We couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But we were simply looking for an easy way out.
And the $25 had been paid.
Can't change that. Not paying another $25. Hindsight should have changed our submission name to Steve and Kyle Podcast as well. A lot of thes.
Oh.
But anyway, again, we digress. Everybody who's voted, thank you very much. We put it out on social media. Curiously absent from Steve's social media.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of posts, yep. And I thought, I'm going to get to that today. And I didn't.
Well, it's good. We're going to stagger them because I feel no shame for this. I'm going to post it at least once a week on our podcast social media.
Good.
And I think, Steve, you and I think we post it on our personal social medias as well, whether it be once a week or whatever. Voting runs July 1st, which is last week, through July 31.
Ooh, coming up fast.
Gives you less than 4 weeks from today. Mm-hmm. You're listening to this right now to vote for us at podcastawards.com. There's a big button right on the home screen when you go there to nominate your favorite show. Click on that. It'll ask you to set up an email if you don't already have an account. I don't know why you would. Set up a dummy email. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I got zero verification. None.
Nothing.
So
you could just write in anything.
I would.
abc@123.com.
Steve, I would never, ever encourage something like setting up a litany of dummy emails.
That would be terrible.
And having them all vote in the People's Choice section for the Steve and Kyle podcast and the comedy section for the Steve and Kyle podcast. Sure. It would be very unfair.
It would be...
If we had listeners or a listener...
It would just be a blatant disrespect for the game.
Don't you dare set up 5, 10, 25 different email accounts.
Well, according to you, they don't even have to set up email accounts.
Steve, I didn't say that at all. And go vote in the People's Choice category. Hang on. This is break. Do you get the breaking news sounder?
Oh no, I don't have it in the folder. Hold on.
I've got questions and I need answers. We're going to get back to this.
Keep holding.
This deserve. The only way I can possibly talk about this, Steve, is with the breaking news sounder. Because we have what can only be referred to as the largest update in the history of this podcast. Okay?
Yeah.
That is the only... live from the Steve and Kyle podcast, APS 3.2. One of the Frisbowers, one half of the Frisbowers is outside.
Hold on, wait. Let's
you want to do it? I can get it.
Yeah, from the top. You got it.
I got it now. Okay. Live from APS 3.2. We officially have our first sighting of one half of the Frisbowers. Oh my God.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so I just saw a reflection, and I don't know why we're being quiet yet. I feel like this is something devious, though, and we need to be whispering throughout it. Okay.
What exactly are you hoping to see?
Well, the body. I don't know. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because I saw the reflection of a person, and I was like, that doesn't look like a net.
Yeah.
That's a reflection.
Hold on. Are we going? Got a double intro this segment.
In a cul-de-sac, a little up the road, there's a guy named Steve who you may or may not know. His neighbors knew him from his side gig show. When Steve moved in, away they all to go. The birders, the widow, and the volleyball players, the silent neighbors and the secret layer. Just wave your hand, just wave your hand.
In the Zach.
Got a folding card table and 2 microphones.
In the Zach.
Got 2 dead neighbors, the others moved away. Got a folding card table and 2 microphones. Got 2 dead neighbors, the others moved away.
Okay, I think he's gone.
So it was a quick sighting. But I have questions because he was walking from what appears, Steve, to be the back of his backyard. Okay, and it looks like he walked up to his deck.
Oh, see, I thought that he walked out like off of the deck and then around the side of it.
He was definitely coming from this direction.
Really?
So my question is, what would you be doing out in a wooded area near a fence with Windex?
Oh, obviously diluting the body. Like trying to dissolve the body.
Do you think they're just running out of ideas and they don't want to be caught buying chemicals at like the big box store?
So they're just trying Windex.
What they have in their house, and they're just dumping Windex on the corpse.
Could be. Could be.
So is it that for you? That's like the 5th sighting because you've seen them volleyballing with no net.
Oh, I mean, I see them all the time.
Oh,
yeah. I see them on a regular basis. They ignore me all hours of the day. Did we tell you they had people over for they had a little bonfire?
Now I know you're lying.
I swear to God.
Those people.
Yeah.
The
Frisbowers.
The 2 grown adults who played volleyball in the backyard without a net.
Just one-on-one.
The 2 people who just decided to walk out back and toss a frisbee to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Had people come over?
We have a theory. And our theory is that... because they obviously don't seem like very social people.
Yeah, I love them.
So yeah, I know you seem to have a love-hate relationship with them.
Well, because listen, I appreciate their the way they handle themselves. Up until they skipped the courtesy wave to me and ignored you.
Yeah.
Nobody said they had to be Johnny and Jenny friendly over there. Where
by the way, that is a plane flying over.
That's part of the ambiance here in APS 3.2.
When are we taking this outside? Why don't we just going outside to the deck?
Again, it's 90 degrees today.
It is down to 79. We're big cooling spell.
I mean, that breeze is more than 2 miles per hour, which would wreak havoc on our podcast. It would sound atrocious.
I do want to crack the windows, though, see if we can get some cross ventilation going.
So I'm not saying...
Can you filibuster for a minute?
It's my dream. I'm not saying that those people behind you, the Frisbowers, one half or both of the Frisbowers, need to be... Oh, boy. By the way, now that you've pulled your mic down, what is going on over there? Because in my ears, this thing sounds crystal clear and beautiful. And you have some crazy white noise.
What's crazy is you think that it would be that your mic would be the noisiest one. You're facing, your mic is facing the outside world.
You've got some real white noise on there. Oh my God. So this is what legitimate podcasters hear. Like actual just audio, not, what I use to put my son to sleep. But I digress. In no way do I think that those people behind you, Steve, have to be the friendliest people on the planet. I don't expect them to be, putting the arms on the fence and shooting the breeze with you for, once a week, just catching up on stuff. But the second you not only insult me by refusing to return a courtesy wave, but you insult you, my podcast cohort, by not returning a courtesy wave, more than once, if I remember right, by the way, they ignored your pleas.
Oh, man, it was like the one day, it was like 4 times in an hour.
And that's where I draw the line. Because even in my...
so you're sticking up for me?
Well, yeah, because I
mean, I know you don't want to do that.
Well, I don't like talking to my neighbors.
Right.
But I'll give a wave.
Yeah.
And I'll, whatever is necessary to get out of it as quickly as possible. So to straight ignore that, especially when you're the new people on the block or on the Zach, that's so ridiculous to me. Like, you're just setting up the entire MO for yourself that, like, oh boy, they're weird.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, we're going to be the weird people who are going to refuse to even act normal. No, you open the windows. You get what you get. Okay?
I got to live here.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't open those windows. You desired the breeze so much that hasn't quite kicked in yet.
The breeze, which is just non-existent.
You could hold a finger in the air right now and you wouldn't be able to tell.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe one day there will be...
Well, no, I don't want there to be. Because at this point...
Oh, hold on, the plane's coming back
in, missed its landing. Circling back.
Here at the big airport.
I don't want you to, because I almost feel like that'd be giving up for you, because they've offended you.
Yeah.
And you know what you need to do? Next time you're out talking to your other buddy, Justin with a Y.
Mm-hmm. Standard spelling.
Not what I heard. You mentioned them to him.
I have.
Okay, so has he had similar, like...
He has. He had more of an interaction than I did.
So he actually got words out?
Yeah, because I was... I don't want to... what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to influence what their opinion of them is. By the way, the breeze just kicked in. It feels fantastic.
Wow. You should, by the way, want to influence that, because eventually it's going to come down to you versus them. And I need you need to have a crew behind you.
So I said to them, I was like, oh, so have you talked to so-and-so yet? And pointed at their house, because I don't even know their name. Mm-hmm. And he said, he's like, yeah, one time over the winter, I was outside. He was outside. Justin was shoveling his snow. Mm-hmm. Looked over and saw the Frisbo guy stuck in his driveway. He was trying to either back out of the driveway or pull in the driveway.
Idiot. And
just spinning the wheels. So he was out there like shoveling, trying to push the car.
Because it's easy to forget. This saga dates back to before the New Year, right? Or was it after the New Year?
We first knew that they bought that house in early December, because I remember, I still remember exactly what we were doing. Annette and I were out front on our porch putting up our Christmas lights. And we looked over and there were 2 people, and it was obvious that they had like just closed on the house, because they were standing in front of the house and they took a couple pictures and they like did the big hug. And I remember saying to Annette, I was like, I bet those are our new neighbors. Oh, cool. That's nice.
That's right.
That's nice. They look, like our age. But yeah, so I was talking to Justin. He said he saw the guy struggling to get his car out of the driveway.
Idiot.
So,
again,
being a nice guy, Justin went over, helped him shovel out. I was like, oh, cool. So what did he have? What's their story? And he's like, he didn't really say much. I'm like, boy, you can't. Like, I know that even you, somebody who does not like communication with your neighbors, if your neighbor came over because he saw that you were struggling and helped you shovel your car out, you're at least going to be like, oh, so what are you guys up to this weekend? Or like, you're still going to have some kind of small talk.
Listen,
hey, what did
somebody just came over and pitched in manual labor?
Yeah. You're obligated at that point.
Yes.
You're obligated for base level communication. And he's like, yeah, I didn't really get a whole lot out of them. I was like, do you even know their names? He's like, I think it's such and such, but I'm not positive. Okay.
Somebody's got.
So I'm starting to build an army. I can't wait till my new neighbors move in.
I'm glad you said that because I'm posting a poll as we speak. Will there inevitably be a war on the Zach with armies led by Steve and the Frisboers?
Early results on do you care about dumb wood and the difference between it?
What? I thought we weren't going to label it that way.
But you're winning this one. 56% of the vote says no.
Well, because they shouldn't. It's stupid. Nobody cares. But obviously, that was an incredible sidetrack. Do you want to play the intro out, or should we skip that? Okay, good. A lot of intros. Back to the voting. Again, and I apologize, but we are going to mention it on every episode here through July because we need a reason to rent these tuxedos so that we can record
I'm buying.
We're buying them outright. That's a good point. Because for all the upcoming awards, we're going to need them, not just for these. So if we make the top 10, we have to at least submit a 90-second acceptance video. And I was thinking yesterday, Steve, I think you and I shoot anywhere between 4 and 10 of different styles, right?
Of course.
So one where we talk, like the Michael Jordan-esque, where we talk trash.
Mm-hmm.
One where we're super just gracious to everybody else involved. We list all the other podcasts that we beat. One where there's like some super noticeable tension between us. So like you and I are just being mean back. I think we just run the gamut.
Can we do one with a crazy accent? Maybe like a Russian accent?
I think we should all do every video with different accents. And then what we can do...
top of the morning to your podcast awards.
This would be fun. We would then play all of our options on this podcast.
And we
could have the people vote which one we should submit to the podcast award.
I think that is the most obvious thing to do.
And when we inevitably win on... I don't know, whatever. Is this some YouTube broadcast or whatever? I don't know.
Are they going to zoom us into it?
And it's got you and me with like an Eastern European accent wearing tuxedos. We need a green screen. Yeah. Because the video is being shot with...
We're going to be at the Eiffel Tower,
The Eiffel Tower is behind us. No question.
Yeah.
And...
Or maybe it's a green screen of us on the green screen.
So the backdrop is just us?
Yeah, but we space it out so it looks like I'm sitting next to me and you're sitting next to you.
And then I also think even though we don't have sponsors, we need to shoot one version where we're just doing nothing but sponsored clothing. And we're thanking
like that
sponsors.
Scene in Wayne's World where Garth is dressed like head to toe in Pepsi gear.
Yeah. But to get there, again, we need everybody to go to podcastawards.com. There's a big button right in the center. Definitely do not sign up under and use multiple email accounts to vote in the comedy category and the People's Choice category for the Steve and Kyle podcast.
The Steve and Kyle podcast.
It's under T. Now, in the comedy category, it's relatively easy to find. I believe there's 25 entrants.
Oh, man. We can easily take on 25.
Yeah. Well, do we want to say that?
Uh-huh.
And then when we get the news that we didn't quite crack, please do that. Please help us out. I mentioned it last week. I see. I don't think anybody did. Please, this is the post to retweet for us. Okay.
0.
I love the interactions with everybody in the comments and everything else. Please retweet this one. It's quick. It takes less than 30 seconds to vote for us. Again, at podcastawards.com. It's in the show description today. It's all over our social media. It will be for the next few weeks. Please help us out.
I'm going to post that. This week. I'm on vacation this week.
Oh, you got vacation posting? You can schedule that, or are you going to do it on your own?
I'm going to do it on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Are we in the top 10 for anything? Let's see. The Adam Curry People's Choice Awards. That's a big no. Arts, no. Manager tools business category.
Next year we're going to rig this, and you and I are going to put ourselves in whatever category that has the least participants.
Comedy category? No.
Well, we're there. It's just alphabetical.
What is the Rob Has a Podcast entertainment category?
I don't know. I don't know if that's somebody who paid to sponsor it or is a member of the podcastawards.com team. Maybe Rob bit the bullet, bit the dust, kicked the bucket, found the old 5-galloner, punted it. If I die...
Games and hobbies? No, not there. Government and organizations? No. Kids and family? No. Health? No. We've given a lot of health advice, though. I feel like we could fit in there.
Could we?
Feast of Fools / fun LGBTQ category? Nope. Man, some of the titles for those podcasts are great. I think we had talked about a gay and a non-gay last week. Great name.
That was one of last year's participants, if I remember.
An older gay guy show.
Oh, wow. So there's people less original than us.
Yeah. There's Gayish. Fry Gay the 13th horror podcast. That's something you'd probably like.
Wow, I'd be interested in that.
If These Ovaries Could Talk. The Gossip Gays. Man, I got to give it to everybody in that category has a fantastic name. So much better than the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Yeah, well, listen, they can't all be winners.
Should we change the name?
Listen, it's been sitting there since week 1. Living in style. The Steve and Kyle.
Oh, God. That gives me flashbacks. Not good ones.
There was some pretty good EDM that somebody made for us, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah, that was the
guy who made it. Had another podcast for like 2 episodes.
Yeah, what was it? My Ponderous Podcast.
Yeah, I wonder if that's still like. There's no way.
It doesn't. I've checked it within the last 6 months. I've checked it.
In conjunction with voting for us and podcastawards.com.
Now I need to find the Living in Style. I know that it would have been the intro for the first 15 episodes, maybe.
Oh, wow, we need to get in this. Oh, boy.
Hold on. Let's see if this is it. I want to try. Because I think we just used that as a short clip right at the beginning. What is... Oh, man.
There's no way you're going to find it.
Style.
Oh, this
Steve
is
and
ours.
Kyle. Living in style. Steve and Kyle. Steve. Kyle. Living in style.
Boy, I should take a stab at that in the lab.
Apparently, this is how we started an episode once.
Oh, what's that? Election?
Live from the Amazon Prime Studios Living in Style Information Center. It's
the election.
The Steve and Kyle Podcast. Debate edition. This is from September of 2016.
Oh, wow. The debate edition.
Yeah, boy, I didn't know Man.
We had so many better ideas back then.
We were so topical. Now we just talk about Frisbees.
We're so dumb. I think we've really taken a step back in terms of...
Absolutely. Look at us. We're just fumbling around right now. We don't even know what we're talking about.
God, we're not very good at this anymore. Were we ever?
No, I think we were just less bad at it. But we were so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed back then. You were just off your mission to space.
Oh, yeah.
Coming back, trying to change the world.
Yep. Gave up on that. Stupid. Nobody can change the world. Just let it burn. In conjunction with voting on podcastawards.com, again, the button right in the center of the screen, help us out. Thank you. Steve, I pitched the idea to you last night. Well, I pitched it last week, and we did exactly zero work on that this week.
Yeah.
But I sent you a link last night.
Yes.
Of what I think we need to do to increase our reach. I sent you an account, okay, a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Of another podcast. They're not in the comedy category. I believe they're in the TV and film category.
Okay, so not direct competition.
Exactly. And I pitched the idea to you last week of finding someone to create a voting campaign block with.
So we
almost
basically
a running mate situation.
So
right?
we want to team up with this other podcast Our listeners vote for them.
Yeah.
Their listeners vote for us, but different categories, so we're not
stealing
competing.
votes from each other. So I sent you the link to a podcast called Pop Culture Leftovers.
That is the latest news in movies, TV, video games, anime with, let's see, at Two Sheds, which that is Jacob Elliott.
Yep. They're Rotten Tomatoes approved, Steve, which I believe means their film reviews, TV reviews go towards the aggregate on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. That's no small feat.
They are part of the CLNS Media Network, which is a leading online provider of AV content. Let's see, yeah. So they host 80-plus business, education, sports, and lifestyle podcasts.
Maybe we shoot the old CLNS Media message, give them the network.
You think maybe there's a Lisbon merger situation there?
And by merger, I mean we just joined them. Right?
Uh-huh. Pop Culture Leftovers.
So at PC Leftovers on Twitter. They also do have a Facebook page, Pop Culture Leftovers Podcast. It's easy to find.
Boy, 2,300 followers.
So listen, we talked about this.
How many followers?
We want to punch up a little bit, right?
How many followers do we have? I need to know.
We have like 1530, 1570?
1580.
1580. So we want to punch up a little bit, Steve. I'm not above that. Okay? Because you and I agree. Listen, no disrespect to the people with their social media followers, in the 80s or 100s. But we're going to punch upward to expand our reach and not cross-branding, but different categories here, TV and film.
Yeah, we're cross-promoting.
And comedy. We're going to cross-pollinate some listeners, hopefully. So we need help. And that help we need is, we've had success with this in the past, as you mentioned. It worked incredibly well for the chicken restaurant that will not be named in Ohio.
Yeah.
It worked incredibly well for if I remember, what was the other one?
When we tried to have K-Mac.
Yep, Kevin MacLeod of Kevin and the MacLeods, formerly, and entrepreneur of Free Music.
We realized that you guys are twins. Like, we posted one picture of you guys side by side. We found a picture of him. It looked just like you. So we posed you in the exact same way.
Yeah.
You guys are twins. We tweeted that at him. Crickets. We had people tweeting at him just saying, hey, love what you're doing. Love your work. Crickets.
Needless to say, it is with a history of success behind us that we now ask you, our faithful friends, listeners of this podcast, to simply tweet at PC Leftovers. Now, this is what you and I need, though. We need some type of hashtag. Did we just use the hashtag Podcast Awards?
Hashtag Podcast Awards or hashtag Domination. Hashtag Join Forces.
Hashtag Join Forces, and then just a quick plea. Hey, you should team up with at Steve and Kyle. Now, you can do this on Facebook as well. I mentioned they have their they have a page on there, and I don't really know how people grow their Facebook pages like that anymore. That's quite impressive. But their Facebook page is facebook.com/popcultureleftovers.
Okay.
Very simple, just like ours. Go to there. You can post on their page as well. Mention hashtag, what were we going to go with?
Hashtag Join Forces.
Hashtag Join Forces. I'm going to send them a message. Can I send a message from our podcast account to them?
On Facebook?
Yeah. Or is that a nightmare? Of course it's a nightmare.
You can't initiate as a page, but you can reply as a page.
Well, that doesn't help us here then, does it?
Well, do it on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not logged in there.
Log into the...
Nah, I quit.
But you're back.
Yeah, I quit.
Again? So what you're saying is that one's on me, huh? All right. Let's. So
I just think we reach out to
go back to their page. I'm just going to dictate, or you dictate.
Well, you got to follow them first, Steve.
No problem. Followed. And oh boy, it doesn't look like doesn't look like I can message them.
They don't accept DMs.
Does not look like it.
You get out of here.
Let's see. View moments, copy, block.
They don't have their DMs open? Well, that's a nightmare.
Nope.
So we need to find someone else. Maybe we just tweet
Should I unfollow him?
Maybe we should just tweet at him.
I know what I'll do. This has worked in the past before. I followed him. Now unfollow.
Okay.
Now follow.
Uh-huh.
Now unfollow.
Okay. Get their
now
attention.
Follow.
Yep, getting their attention.
Now unfollow.
Uh-huh.
Now follow.
Okay, what's the end game?
Because I'm sure that someone has notifications turned on.
Sure, so they're saying new follower.
They're going to see follow, follow,
yeah,
follow, follow.
Yeah. I think we tweet at them. If you don't, I'll just I'll figure out how to
You
log
want to
on
dictate
that
something to me?
Well, I'm thinking just tweet at them. Hey, gang.
I think it's only one guy.
Hey, dude.
How about just, hey.
Hey, friend.
Hey, friend. Let's
team up.
Join forces.
For the podcast awards.
Totally dominate these podcast. Hashtag podcast awards. You get your listeners to vote for us. We get ours to vote for you.
Not a really good sign. I just...
different categories, so we're not competing.
Yeah. So I think we may be fighting an uphill battle.
Oh, boy.
I just found the podcast awards on Twitter.
How are they doing?
And on July 1st, said we're off to an explosive start with nearly 100,000 listener visits to the site today. I don't think we have enough votes.
Tweet.
So this is what we need. At PC Leftovers. Tweet at them. Just make sure you tag us in it at Steve and Kyle. We essentially need to get this guy's attention. We're going to cross-pollinate, cross-promote each other. We can all vote for him. But until then, don't you dare vote for at Pop Culture Leftovers in the TV and film category until this is approved.
Until we post a screenshot of our deal being finalized, being consummated.
Yep. Contracts, handshakes.
Blood.
All that. Yep. Blood oaths. But again, we need your help. Please do that. We spent too long talking about that this week. This will be the longest we ever spent talking about begging for help. Steve.
Wait a minute. Hold on. They're in they're from an area right by. Oh, never mind. That's the wrong Decatur. I was going to say they're right by
a station.
Or no, by because remember when we were going to Van Wert, we thought that it was right near Decatur.
Oh yeah.
But it was the Decatur,
a different Decatur.
Yeah, it was a different Decatur. But Decatur/Peoria, Illinois, is a stronghold of the side gig. So maybe if they happen to be a listener. If there's anything we can do to
sweeten the pot, get a signed Van Wert poster,
Yeah, I'll just add it to the pile of the other ones that I haven't mailed out yet because
there's only 2 that have to go out.
Well, it's Philip. By the way, you're going to be getting one of those, I think, and
I want to say he already got one.
Did he?
We should check.
Well,
Philip, if you already got one of those,
someone's going to be getting one in the same packing tube that Philip sent us stuff in. So.
That still exists. Send us a picture of you wearing the Steve and Kyle branded face mask on any social medias, and we'll send you out a poster. Mm-hmm. That's, I believe that's what we're doing right now. I did see some hubbub that there's been some delays in shipping via Redbubble. I want to say Nikki has ordered, or no, I want to say our friend Josh in Maine, I want to say, has ordered them and said that it's been a while and he hasn't received them yet. So bear with, obviously, companies having shipping delays and issues with everything going on. I'm assuming things are still on their way. If not, reach out to Redbubble for any help regarding your shipping or delays. Steve, I can't put this off another week.
Oh, boy.
I sent you an email.
Is there any kind of intro that I need here? Are you going on a...
No, not unless you have the X-Files theme. But...
I believe I do.
We used it before for something. That would definitely be a copyright takedown, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. So insert spooky music here.
So, do you still have the email I sent you last week?
No, but I believe I have the wording. You had said something like there's a big conspiracy.
Got it. I have it right here.
Okay.
Steve, I was up. I was working late sent this to you at 11:38 p.m. a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to me. I realized what's going on. So I sent you the email with the words, "The coronavirus has all been a nice cover-up for what is really going on in the world. The real threat is mounting its surge."
Okay. This is big then.
Now, typically, that would come from like an @infowars.com email.
Yep.
But that came, Steve, from me. And you know I'm not one to just willy-nilly make up stuff.
Not at all.
Or dismiss stuff without giving it proper credit. So you know I mean business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Steve, I don't know where the coronavirus came from, but I know its intention.
Well, it came from a lab.
It's got, nobody knows. It's
Came from somebody eating a bat.
0 people can figure out where this virus has come from. But I know why it's there. I know why it's out in the world.
All right.
Because the real threat, Steve, and we've talked about this before, and I don't know how I put 2 and 2 together, but if it's the last you hear from me, now you know why. You know what's back, Steve?
What?
You know it's elevated in areas surrounding this country right now?
Mm-mm.
The sharks are back, Steve.
So the uptick in shark attacks is somehow related to...
Not related, Steve. What I'm saying is that the coronavirus has been released to drag our attention away from the idea that the sharks are finally making their move.
So you think that this is...
I'm coming, Steve, to you with evidence.
I'll just kind of...
I wouldn't come to you, not just you, Steve,
I'm just gonna
our
sit back
faithful
here.
listening audience,
Okay.
if I didn't have evidence. I offer you June 7th, New South Wales, I believe that's off the coast of Australia.
It is. I believe the Sunshine Coast.
10-foot great white shark has killed a surfer,
All right.
despite heroic attempts by fellow boarders to fight off the shark, which is dumb, by the way.
Why even bother?
It's a 10-foot shark. You go away. What's the old saying with with a bear? I just need to be faster than you.
Right. Yeah.
I just need to
don't be the slowest.
Just don't be the slowest, and you'll be okay. Steve, that's not it. Because as I told you, I wouldn't come to you if I didn't have mountains of evidence.
Is this a scenario where we're going to have like a plot points on a map?
Listen, if you want to pull open a map right now and start dropping some markers, that'd be fantastic.
Is this another scenario where you don't realize where you're talking about Melbourne, Florida, and you think that it's...
Steve, I just nailed New South Wales. How dare you?
I remember that time where you thought
a common mistake.
You thought that a shark had traveled 6,000 miles in 2 days.
A common mistake. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I come to you with more evidence, Steve. June 9, not just 2 days after.
Hold on, can I post a poll here?
Yeah,
maybe
please do it.
Now that coronavirus is taking all of the headlines, are the sharks taking over?
Are the sharks making their move?
Okay.
Not 2 days after that poor man lost his life, Steve. Off of New South Wales, somewhere in the Sunshine Coast or Gold Coast or whatever the heck he called it.
Yeah.
A great white shark was spotted. Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay, not New Jersey. That's good.
Several miles off the coast, saw the great white around 3:30. Steve, I come to you with mountains of evidence.
Yep.
Maybe this one sticks in your craw a little bit, Steve.
Yeah.
North California, Santa Cruz.
Oh, beautiful area.
26-year-old man.
Prime of his life.
Dead.
Prime of his death.
Less than 100 yards offshore, Steve.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a 100-yard-long shark.
This is May. Okay? We're working our way around a calendar. But the only common thing here, this is Monterey Bay. We've had Monterey Bay before.
Have we?
On the Shark Attack plot point map. Okay?
I wasn't aware.
26-year-old. Yeah, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be aware. Because you wave off the invasion like it's nothing. Like these man-eaters aren't plotting their takeover. Florida Beach, June 24th.
Which beach specifically?
Homestead, Florida.
Okay.
What side of Florida is that on? Any idea? Is that Gulf area?
Sure.
I didn't read it. I didn't read the headlines.
Another common theme.
7-year-old lost a chunk of leg, Steve.
Oh, you're 7. You're still growing. Grow it right back.
I don't know that flesh just grows that way.
Look.
3 wounds, Steve. Went into the water. Homestead, Florida. Bit. 20 stitches. June 24th.
Still got their baby legs at that point.
Work the same way as teeth. Those fall off. The new ones
grow right back.
The new ones come in, right?
Yep.
All right, Steve. I see you're still brushing this off. I come to you with Mountains of June 20.
Okay, that's just 2 weeks ago.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. What are you talking? Maybe Nag's Head.
I didn't read it.
Duck.
I just read the headline. Let me find out. Cape Hatteras.
Cape Hatteras.
The national seashore, Steve.
Yeah.
16-year-old. 25 feet offshore.
25 feet. That is just barely more than me to you.
Dad had to save the 16-year-old son by kicking it in the nose.
Saved his son by kicking him in the nose?
The poor kid got a broken nose and a chunk of leg missing, but the old man saved him.
I mean, I don't know what that would have accomplished. I guess let the ends justify the means, but I've never heard of saving somebody from a shark attack by kicking the victim in the nose.
Steve, I come to you with more and more evidence.
Okay.
This video, come on, from South Africa. Great white shark just lurking around 3 paddle boarders.
Oh, yeah.
40 feet offshore, Steve.
40 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paddle boarders. And you know what this is? This is scouting the crime scene. Okay? This is the shark.
This is like the drive-by earlier in the day to see how many security guards are at the bank.
The behavior shown, this is from experts, okay? So not just me, the expert.
Right. That's good that you concurred with fellow experts.
Experts agree with me. This is the shark aware of the surfers and investigating the surfers.
Okay.
If that doesn't chill you to your core, Steve, that the sharks are on their way, I don't know what will. Does that stick with you?
No.
Steve, I come to you with more
evidence.
evidence.
Of evidence, I know. Yeah.
A man handled a shark. Had to handle the shark with his bare hands.
Oh, boy.
This is June 24th. This is all coming. It's ramping up. This is why I brought it up. It's ramping up, right?
Like if you turn around, there could be a shark right behind you.
That's why I'm not looking around. I don't need a frisboer throwing a shark around.
You see that video, by the way, of some kind of sea bird carrying a shark away?
Really?
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, boy. Birds are next then, huh?
Yep.
Handling a shark. You know where this one was, Steve?
I don't. No,
How's Delaware sound to you?
No way of knowing.
Does Delaware finally get into your brain that this is a serious epidemic?
Yes.
Rachel Foster took a video.
Oh, not Rachel.
depicts a man grabbing onto the shark, trying to unhook it. Shark, get out of the water. It was just like Jaws. This is just Rachel Foster, okay? She's not one to be taken lightly.
No, I've always said that.
Delaware, Steve.
Delaware.
That's not going to, you're still just going to be wading into the ocean.
It's the first state.
Hang on, let me see this article. About 50 feet offshore.
Boy, that's close.
So you're telling me you, Annette, taking young Evelyn back to the boardwalk for the first time.
Yep.
You guys just bust out of Karma a few drinks deep.
I think Karma closed.
You're gonna go shore the ocean.
Yep.
You are just gonna walk in willy-nilly off the Jersey Shore with your young daughter into the ocean sea.
Right into the water.
Really?
Yeah, I might even put her on the end of a fishing line.
I don't know what more I could show you, Steve. This is very clearly all meant to be swept under the rug. Coronavirus this. Election that. Protest this.
Yeah.
All the while the sharks rub their dirty fins together and laugh demonically in the water.
Can a shark touch its fins together?
Touch fins?
Like a seal?
There's only one way we can really find out, right?
Web pole.
We have to put it on the pole. Can sharks rub their fins together deviously?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, listen, Steve, I came to you today with not one,
with a mountain of
not
evidence.
two, not three, not 4 or 5. I came to you with, I think it was like 6 examples.
Yeah.
Ranging from Australia to South Africa to California to Florida to North Carolina to Delaware and Maryland. Okay, at least 7 stories.
Yeah.
And you're dismissing it. Listen, I don't want this to be the moment that I had. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few moments to backtrack. Because for me, there's audio that will live on forever.
Yeah.
Of me guffawing at the coronavirus. Okay? Saying it's a big old piece of nothing. We're all losing sleep over nothing. And then literally days later, the world shut down. I don't want this to be that for you, Steve.
Number 2, coronavirus.
Yeah, where are we at with
Are you
that?
scared about it?
Nah.
75,000 reported cases.
Our doctors are smarter.
Smarter, like you're just not concerned at all.
Nah. Again, it's the verbal. That's the verbal version of what the Frisboers have done to you. Nah. Nah. Hey, neighbor, want to say hi? Nah. Like, that's where we're at. Hey, Steve, are sharks a real issue? Nah.
It's weird. It sounded like you.
I don't want this to be that moment for you. Nah. So, Steve, I'll give you a moment.
Okay.
Do you want to walk back your, regarding shark attacks and come to the light? Nah. You heard it here, folks. July 4th, America's birthday. And Steve is just laughing.
I'm pro-shark.
Steve is pro-shark. Oh, boy. We need some simplistic designs on the merch shop. We're still going back to the old team suspension bridge, team covered bridge.
Yeah, we need that.
And now we need Team Shark. And we already have the Shark Patrol shirt. Perfect time of the year to grab that at stephenkyle.com/merch.
That's the one with a shark and
shark coming out of the water. Zach made it
holding like a piece of pizza.
No.
I'm mixing them up.
Yep, I'm
thinking of an eagle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zach made us a beautiful design for the anti-shark beach patrol. You can check that out, stephenkyle.com/merch. If you, unlike Steve, care about humans and families not being torn apart by the invasion of sharks on all of our coasts.
Number 2. Oh, man.
Nah. Oh, boy. I'm sorry, Steve. I had to get to it. I let you... No.
Oh.
I mean, Listen, is somebody back from the dead that I forgot about?
Oh, my good Lord. What am I doing?
It's time for
Kenny Rogers.
Back to the wheel.
You've got to know when to hold
my
up.
apologies.
Fact of the week.
Know when to fold 'em.
Steve, thank you for that beautiful intro. As we talked about here, the Kenny Rogers Fact of the Week. We will be doing these up until Kenny Rogers is confirmed back with us.
Yeah. Yeah, until he is... I mean, we are under the assumption he never died.
Well, yeah, so I guess until they confirm that he's actually gone.
Yeah,
until I have proof.
Prove it.
I mean, we asked for the arm ash meat from Paul Walker. I think we need something similar to Kenny Rogers. We didn't even get to recap the polls. We'll lump them into next week, Steve. We're running over. Steve, we spent a lot of time in this segment talking about Kenny Rogers' other exploits. The interior design, the photography, the tennis player.
We need I need to keep a running note of what this man did.
A man
is doing.
Yeah. A man of many tastes and hobbies.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that Kenny Rogers was a singer.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that the thing he's most known for, in my mind, has taken a backseat to all of his other exploits.
I don't know when he slept.
No.
Was it after the tennis match before he worked on a car chassis?
Maybe it was while he was out in the bush taking photos.
Ridiculous. But Steve, he was a singer. And not only was he a singer, Kenny Rogers was voted the favorite singer of all time.
Like, for everybody?
For everybody and everything.
Wow.
1986 joint poll, Steve. Not by some rag, okay? Not by some, garbage outlet that nobody cares about.
It's a respected outlet.
Joint poll by readers of USA Today and People Magazine.
Wow, that's big.
That is a cross-section of America I consider myself a part of.
Jeez.
Kenny Rogers.
So just everybody got together and said, he's the best of all time.
Because I don't know the percentage of America that either doesn't read USA Today or People, but I know it's not much.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going home today. I got my USA Today in the mailbox.
Really?
Right there in the, right in the box that hangs off the mailbox. I get it every day.
Every day
Every day I'm reading USA Today.
Every single day. Corporate Kyle's reading the old USA Today.
Which
you got to follow the you got to follow the financial market.
Wall Street Journal, Steve. I get that as well. Come on, grow up. So what are you? What one do you get? Do you get People every week, or do you get the USA Today?
Zero. I don't get either of them.
So you're not.
I guess I'm not. I guess I am. I cannot contribute to this poll, even this poll that was taken 30 years ago.
Yeah, a year before I was born.
I was 5. So yeah, I wasn't reading a whole lot of People.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Steve hates Kenny Rogers.
Whoa, you take that back.
I apologize. That was too far.
You take that
back. I'm sorry. I'm still amped up from the Sharks.
Now I'm going to give you a firm on that. Jeez.
That's right, folks. Favorite singer of all time, Kenny Rogers. Don't forget, because what he's known for, a lot of people are singing. What we know him for are his hobbies. Not just a singer.
Funny car chassis builder.
Photographer. Interior designer.
Chicken magnate.
Chicken magnate. Chicken.
Did I use that word correctly?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was a multi-chain business owner of chicken restaurants. Kenny Rogers,
the roaster,
favorite singer of all time.
That was the
Kenny Rogers.
Back to the wheel.
You've got to know when to hold up. Fact of the week.
Know when to fold 'em. I think that's about all we have time for
we gotta
today.
Go.
Yeah, we are running way over.
We'll recap all the polls next week.
Yeah, running way over because we had to take some time to build a shelf here.
Yeah,
Look at this, though. Pretty sturdy, huh? My old Mikey couldn't have done this with it.
10 US at best, I'll call it.
No, that thing's... Oh, boy, it is moving a little bit. I'm a little disappointed. You didn't comment on the podcast about how the railings are finished on the deck.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, listen. 1 week of Deck Talk was enough. I mean, we're at week 8. And just because you dragged it out for over 2 months...
Wait until you see the skirting that I have in my mind for it.
Is that different than the Fushu?
Different than the Fushu, yeah. It goes below the Fushu.
I still don't know what that is, nor do I care. Don't tell me.
Very rude. Very rude. All right, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Couple new polls up on Facebook and Twitter. And podcastawards.com. Give them the rundown on exactly what they have to do.
Yeah, there's a big button right in the middle of the website, Steve. Podcastawards.com. It'll ask you to nominate your favorite show. Definitely don't use a dummy email or multiple dummy emails. Sign in using an email address and an account. I created an account when I did this. I've received 0 communication from them, so don't worry about getting spam and all this nonsense. Podcastawards.com. Click the sign up button in the middle. Nominate the Steve and Kyle podcast in the comedy category and the People's Choice category.
All right, we will talk to you next week. See you.